ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अल्पाक्षरम् असन्दिग्धम् सारवद्विश्वतोमुखम्
अल्पाक्षरं संदिग्धं सारवद्विश्रुतोमुखम्
अस्तोभम् अनवद्यं च सूत्रम् सूत्रविदो विदुः।
स्तोभमनवद्यं च सूत्रं सूत्रविदो विदुः
उक्तानुक्तदुरुक्तानां चिन्ता यत्र प्रवर्तते
उक्तानुक्तादुरुक्तानां चिन्ता यत्र प्रवर्तते
तं ग्रन्थं वार्तिकं प्रागुः वार्तिकज्ञामनीषिणः।
तं ग्रन्थं वार्तिकं प्राहुः वार्तिकज्ञामनीषिणः
प्रत्यया शिवसूत्राणि आदेशा आगमस्तथा।
प्रत्यय शिवसूत्राणि आदेश आगमास्तथा
धातुपाठो गणपाठ उपदेशाः प्रकीर्तिताः।
धातुपाठो गणपाठ उपदेशाः प्रकीर्तिताः
अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः क्षम्यतां प्रथमः पादः द्वितीयः पादः व्याडिङ्ग् 3 to 3 अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः द्वितीयः पादः
अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः द्वितीयः पादः
कर्मणि अण्
कर्मणि अण्
कर्मणि अण् यन् सन्धि कर्मण्यन् एनिवेज ओके। ह्वावामश्च
वामश्च
2 times
वामश्च
आतोनुपसर्गकः
आतोनुपसर्गकः आतोनुपसर्गकः
सुपिस्तः
सुपिस्तः सुपिस्तः
तुन्दशोकयोः परिमृजापनुदोः
तुन्दशोकयोः परिमृजापनुदोः तुन्दशाकयोः परिमृजापनुदोः
प्रेदाज्ञः
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 समीख्यः
समीख्यः
समिक्यः
समीख्यः
समिक्यः
गापोष्ठक
गापोष्टक
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 हरतेरनुद्यमनेच्
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 वयसि च
वयसि च
वयसि च
वयसि च
वयसि च
आङिताच्छील्ये
अङ्गिताच्छील्ये
आनिताच्छील्ये आनिताच्छील्ये
अङ्गिताच्छील्ये
अर्घः
अर्हः
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 स्तम्भकर्णयोरमिजपोः
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 स्तम्भकर्ण्ययोरमिजपोः
स्तम्भकर्णयोरमिजपोः
शमिधातोः संज्ञायाम्
शमिधातो
शमिधातो
संज्ञाया
संज्ञायाम्
शमिधातो
शमिधातो
संज्ञाया
संज्ञायाम्
अधिकरणे शेतेः
अधिकरणे
शेते
शेतेः
अधिकरणे
अधिकरणे
शेते
शेतेः
चरेष्टः
शरिष्ठः
चरेष्टः
चरेष्ठः
चरेष्टः
भिक्षासेनादायेषु च
भिक्षासेनादायेषु च
भिक्षासेनादायेषु च भिक्षासेनादायेषु
भिक्षासेनादायेषु
च
च
पुरोग्रथोग्रेषु सर्तेः
पुरोग्रतो
पुरोक्रतो
ग्रेषु
ग्रेषु
सर्तेः
सर्तेः पुरोक्रतो
पुरोग्रतोग्रेषु
ग्रेषु सर्तेः
सर्तेः
पूर्वे कर्तरि
पूर्वे
पूर्वे
कर्तरि
कर्तरि
पूर्वे
पूर्वे
कर्तरि
कर्तरि
कृञो ये तु ताचील्यानुलोम्येषु
कृञो
कृञो
हेतुताचील्यानुलोमेषु
हेतुताचील्यानुलोम्येषु कृञो
कृञो
हेतुताचील्यानुलोम्येषु
हेतुताचील्यानुलोमेषु च
दिवा बिभानिशा प्रभा भास्कारान्तानन्तादिवगुणान्दी किं लिपि लिपि बलि भक्ति कर्तृचित्र क्षेत्र संख्या जंगा बाघ्वहर्यत्तधनुर् तदनुररुषु
दिवा
दिवा दिवा
विभानिशा
निशा
प्रभा
प्रभा
भास्करान्तानन्तादि बहुनान्दी किं लिपि लिपि बलि भक्ति
बलि भक्ति
कर्तृचित्र
कर्तृ
क्षेत्र
चित्र
संख्या
क्षेत्र
गंघा
संख्या
बाह्वा
गंगा
हर्य
आह्वा आर्य
तत्तदनुरुषु
तदनुरुषु दिवा दिवा
दिवा
निशा
विभानिशा
प्रभा
प्रभा
भास्करा
भास्करान्तानन्तादि
तानि
बहुनादि
बहु
किं लिपि लिपि बलि
लिपि
भक्ति
लिपि बलि
कर्तृचित्र क्षेत्र संख्या
भक्ति
जंघा बाह्वा
राजन्या
हर्य तद्धानुरारुषु
नूरुषु
ऋषु अरुषु कर्मणि मृतौ
कर्मणि
कर्मणि
भृत
भृतौ कर्मणि भृतौ
न शब्दश्लोककलहगाथा वैरचाटुसूत्रमन्त्रपदेषु
न
न
शब्दश्लोक
शब्द श्लोक कलह गाथा वैर चाटु सूत्र मंत्र पदेषु न शब्द श्लोक कलह गाथा वैर चाटु सूत्र मंत्र पदेषु
स्तम्भशकृतो ऋन्
स्तंभ सकृतो रिन् स्तंभ सकृतो रिन्
अरतेर्धृतिनाथयोः पशौ
हरतेर्तयो
हरतेर्धृतिनाथयोः पशौ हरतेर्धृतिनाथयोः पशौ
सत्यापपाशरूपवीणातोलश्लोकसेनालोमत्वच
सत्यापपाश
सत्यावपाशरूपवीनतूलश्लोकसेनलोमत्वचवर्मवर्णचूर्णचुरादिभ्यो निच्
अचोन्निति
अचोन्निति
अतोपधायाः
अधोपधायाः
निचश्च
निचश्च
हेतुमति च
हेतुमति च
अर्थे ह्रीव्ली ह्रीक्नोयि क्ष्मायातां पुङ्नौ
अर्तिः विलीरिग्नुषीक्ष्म्यायातां पुङ्नौ
We will see now Adanta Dhatu, some that Vishesha Niyama, Stanivat Adeshaha. Then after that we will Nitya Nijanta Churadayaha, those dhatus we will see. Okay, as we are doing. This is important. Stanivat Adeshaha, Anal Vidau, iti Sutra. Prathamadhyaye, Prathamapade, Vartate Sutram 1156. Stanivadadeshaha, Anal Vidau. Adeshaha Stanivat. Stanivat. Stanivat is avyayam. Stanivat. Like Ramavat, Krishnavat, Hiravat. Like Rama, like Krishna. It is avyaya. Tena Tulyavatihi. Iti Sutrena Tadita Pratyaya. Vati Pratyaya. Don't decline Stanivan, Stanivanto. That is wrong. Takarantaha, Pullingaha, Stanivat Shabdaha. We cannot decline. Dhimat you can decline. Dhiman, Dhimanto, Dhimantaha. Buddhimat, Buddhiman, Buddhimanto, Buddhimantaha. Balavat, Balavan, Balavanto, Balavantaha. That is Matu Pratyaya. The one who has Bala, Balavat. One who has Dhanam, wealth, Dhanavat, Dhanavan, Dhanavanto. Here one who has got Stani. No. Like a Stani. The difference is, Pratyaya is different. Vatup, Matup, different from Vati. Content is Vat. Okay, so don't get confused. Follow?
Yes.
follow.
Stanivat Adeshaha. Stani ityukte kim yasmin varne अथवा शब्दे यस्य स्थानिनि यस्मिन् देशे यस्मिन् प्रदेशे आदेशः भवति यस्मिन् आदेशः भवति तत् स्थानि यस्मिन् स्थाने यः आदेशः भवति सः आदेशः राइट सो स्थानिवत् आदेशः आदेशः will act like a स्थानि but there is a rule there is a condition anal vidhi स्थानिवत् आदेशः anal vidau. This anal vidau is compound. Okay, I just type it and then we'll see maybe that in elaborate later. Anal vidhi saptami is anal vidhi saptami anal vidau. Anal vidhi कः समासः समासवाक् विग्रह किम न अलविधि
Nalvidhi.
न अलविधि अनलविधि right
Yes.
yes or no न आमयम अनामयम न अक्षरम अनाक्षरम like that okay
Yes.
anal न अलविधि अनलविधि what is alvidhi again that is a
Al.
compound
With.
al means letter
Yes.
vidhi means rule in fact this also is tatpurusha alaha vidhi you can say Shashti Tatpurusha, not only Shashti. You can do Tritiya Tatpurusha, Ala Vidihi, Panchami Tatpurusha, Alaha Vidihi, Saptami Tatpurusha, Alaha Vidihi. Okay. Then Ali
Right.
Vidihi, Saptami Tatpurusha, that is also possible. So all these four, the compound can be. Therefore, four examples, in fact, we can see. But I don't want to make it too complicated now. Simple understanding is enough. Later, once you understand, we can dwell in it deeply. Okay. Fine. So stani first, this rule we have to understand. Stanivat adeshaha anal vidau. Stanina tulyam vartate. It is stanivat. Tena tulyavatihi. That is the sutra. By that only this vatpartaya comes for the stani. That behaves like a stani. What behaves like a stani? The adesha. The adesha which comes in the place of stani will act like a stani. Okay, that is called stani. But that will happen only when there is no al-vidhi. When there is no the vidhi, any rule related to a letter. That's a rule. Okay. Understand? So,
So, adesha only can behave like a stani if there is no rule about a letter in that adesha.
if there is no any rule applied based on the letter of the stani, a letter, single letter, varna, we will see that. Varna, Shraya, Dharma. Okay, we'll see example. Then becomes more probably clear. So now we see the stani, what replaces stani is called adesha. The adesha behaves like a stani. The stani with adesha, that alone you will see. Al-vidhi, anil-vidhi we will see later. Stanina tulyam adesha vartate. Adesha will be like a stani. That is called stani with adesha. Last class we have seen all this. I give examples. Adesha would behave like the stani would have behaved. Meaning the adesha will undergo the same karyam as a stani would have undergone. Right? Anal vidau is there only when the rule is not related to a letter. That is another. That is a condition. That condition we will see. Adesha will undergo same karyam the stani would have undergone. Like example asdatu. Aster buhu by that sutra. Ardhatuka pratyaya pare asdato hostane buhu adesha bhavati. Bu iti nato dhatu. But as is dhatu. Second conjugation. Asdatu. Asti. Staha santi. Bu is bakara plus u. Just an adesha. Anekal adesha. Anekal shit sarvasya by that. Bu which replaces entire as when followed by adhatuka pratyaya. I give example like boo plus, for example, I type here and then delete. I give this example, I think. As dhatu plus ta pratyaya. As will be replaced by adhatuka pratyaya. As will be replaced by boo. Boo is now enjoys the status of being a dhatu because as being a dhatu. And it did ta pratyaya. Therefore, bhuta, the form is bhuta only. Bhu dhatu also bhuta. Asdhatu also bhuta. Context we have to see what it is. Form is same. But here bhu is not a dhatu. Because it replaces us, it becomes a dhatu. Whereas bhu sattayam, that bhu dhatu, that is the originally dhatu, bhuta. So this is sthanivat adeshaha. Sthani is as adesha bhu. Bhu adeshaha. As dhatuvat bhavati. As iti dhatuh ataha adeshasyapi dhatu sanya asti undergoes same karyams as a dhatu would have undergone. Now this enjoys the status of being a dhatu. Therefore only pratyaya comes. In fact, pratyaya follows. That's why book comes. That's fine. Now this will be say enjoy the same property. If the dhatu is said, this also will be said. So like that. But anyway, it is unit here. Okay. Fine. That's just an example. As being a dhatu, which is a sthani, replaced by adesha bhu, which is not a dhatu. Okay. Now bhu replaces dhatu as and Bu enjoys the status of being a Dhatu. Dhatutvam comes to Dhatu. And therefore the pratyas are ordained after Bu Dhatu, Bu plus Ta. Then Adesha, that Bu will undergo the same karyam as the Dhatu, as this Stani Asdhatu would have undergone. Whatever is Karya, Angakarya, if at all anything is possible, right? That Asdhatu would have undergone. The same thing Budhatu will undergo. This is called Stanivatvam, Stanivat Adeshaha. We can give many examples. I will give later comes. Okay. Up to this, we have taught you. Now comes condition. What is the condition? The condition is Analvidau. What is Analvidhi? Alvidhi, Na Alvidhi, Analvidhi. The condition is that the karya which happens in the place of Adesha undergoes some karya. Yes or no? Like Gunanga karya, Vriddhi karya, some karya will happen. Yes? Anga karya.
Yes.
Which is 6-4. 4 to 7, 4. 5 sections. Some karya will undergo. Possible. Why not? So, the karya which happens in the place of Adesha, due to nimitta, some nimitta, paranimitta. Okay. Or by Adesha, which replaces Stani, enjoying the state of Stanitvam, right? The karya which happens in the place of Adesha due to some nimitta, or Adesha, or by some Adesha, that is Stani gets, added as the Stani be there, it would have based on some it would have got some Adesha, something like that. So, or by Adesha, which replaces Stani, enjoying the status of Stanitvam, should not be dependent on any letter of the Stani. Should not be dependent on any letter of the Stani. That karya, what happens in the place of the Adesha, that should not be dependent on any letter of the Stani. That karya should not be letter based. Al Ashraya Karyam should not be based on any Al Ashraya Karyam. Al means letter, Varna Ashraya Karyam. The karya which happens, the operation which happens in the place of Adesha due to some nimitta, or the Adesha itself sometimes, will undergo some change, that should be independent of any letter of the Stani. Either due to some nimitta, the Adesha undergoes change, or the Adesha undergoing change. That should be independent of any letter of the Stani. That is, the karyam, the operation, whatever happens, it should not be based on any letter. This is what Tanivat Adeshaha Anal Vido. Now, example, you can see. Before that, the Adesha which replaces Stani can enjoy two Guna Dharma. Guna means don't think that is not a Guna Dharma. Guna is properties, characteristics, Guna Dharmas. Enjoy two Guna Dharmas of the Stani. Or two dharmas of the Stani itself, you can say. Al Ashraya Guna Dharma, Anal Ashraya Guna Dharma. That is the characteristics, the properties which are based on a letter of the Stani. Other one is not letter based. Like Asisa Dhatu, replaced by Bu. Is it letter based dharma? No. Asisa Dhatu, Bu also enjoys Dhatu. Understand? Not any letter based. That Dhatu Sanya, Dhatu Tvam, that us enjoys, it is not because of any letter. Therefore, it is analashraya dharma, guna dharma. Analashraya guna dharma. There are alashraya guna dharma that we will see. So, alashraya guna dharma, analashraya guna dharma, iti two guna dharmas, the adesha which replaces stani enjoys. Now, what we say is, if the adesha enjoys al-ashrita guna dharma, then the adesha will not be stanivat. The adesha will not enjoy stanivatvam. If the adesha doesn't enjoy stanivatvam, the adesha enjoys al-ashrita guna dharma, then it will not be stanivat. If the adesha doesn't enjoy al-ashraya guna dharma, then it will be stanivat. That is what the sutra says. If the adesha enjoys al-ashrita guna dharma, any dharma, any characteristic, any features based on a letter, then adesha will not be stanivat. If the adesha doesn't enjoy any feature based on the varna letter, then adesha will be stanivat. This is what the sutra stanivat adesha anal vido says. So stanivat adesha, first we have to know adesha which comes in the place of stani, that is stanivat adesha. That stanivat adesha will happen only when there is analashe guna dharma. When it's alashe guna dharma, then adesha will not be stanivat. This is what the rule says. We will examples until you will understand. I guess simple example of stanivat adesha, as replaced by bu. As is a dhatu, therefore adesha bu enjoy the status of being a dhatu. How is it possible? Is it al-ashraya guna dharma? No. As is a dhatu given in the dhatu pata, upadesha. Doesn't base on any any letter. It is anal-ashraya guna dharma. That is why bu enjoys the status of being a dhatu, adesha. Bu enjoys the status of being a dhatu, sanivata adesha, anal vidau. Understand? Makes sense, right?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
karya and all we will see later. Karya happens with the paranimita or karya which the adesha undergoes, whatever. There are so many things, Vanga karya, something happen, all operations, different operations are there. So, therefore, if the adesha enjoys al-ashrita guna dharma, then adesha will not be stanivat. That is a condition. If the adesha doesn't enjoy any al-ashrita guna dharma, then will be stanivat. That is what the sutra says. So, al-ashrita dharma should not be. That is the condition. Then adesha will be stanivat. Okay. So what does it mean? The meaning is if the adesha comes in the place of stani. Adesha ordained in the place of stani. The adesha has to undergo some karyam by some rule. Right? By some vidhi. But
Yes.
that operation depends on a letter of the stani. A rule which is based on the a letter of the stani. Then the adesha will not be stanivat. That's what anal vidau. For that example, you see. As I told, anal vidihi, na al vidihi, anal vidihi. That al vidihi can be expressed in four types of compounds: tritiya, chaturthi, panchami, saptami. I just take for example panchami tatpurusha samasa. That al vidhi. Okay, if the karya based on al vidhi, where the adesha will not be stanivat. That is what we are going to see in this example. Okay, follow me what I'm saying.
Yes.
In the sutram, there is anal vidhi. Is there anal vidhi is a nanch. If you resolve the compound na al vidhi itself is another compound tatpurusha. What the tatpurusha is, as I told, four tatpurusha possible: ala vidhi, alaha vidhi, alaha vidhi, ali vidhi. Tritiya, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami. Among them, I'm taking Panchami as an example. Alaha vidhi. Alaha is what Panchami. Pratipadikam is al, like Marut Shabda if you decline. Tritiya will be ala. Panchami will be alaha, marutaha. Shashti will be alaha. Saptami will be ali, right? I hope you understand.
Yes.
Now take the example. Div. Div plus su. What is div? Div is not a dhatu. Div is a pratipadikam. Div plus krip. Yeah. So it is div is a pratipadikam. That's a vakaranta shabda. Vakarantaha, strilingaha, div shabdaha is there. In Shabdapata you will see. Shabdamanjari. So vakarantaha, strilingaha, div shabdaha. Divaha out and sutram is there. How it is from Dyohu, Divo, Divaha, Divam, Dio, Divaha, Diva, those things, Dibhyam, Dibbihi. Now that Shabda I am taking as an example, Div plus Su. Su is Pratama Vibhakti, Ekavachanam, it is a Suprataya. Okay. But here we will know, we have to know some rules. It's okay. Even if you don't know, doesn't matter, I tell you. Now you see. This Sakara is, I think you know, Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya. Already I introduced you long back. Remember, Marut Shabda and all. When Marut Shabda, I taught you as an example for Jashtva Sandhi, Jashtvam one, Jalam Jashi, Jalam Jashonte, Jalam Jashi. There I taught this example, Marut Shabda. Remember?
Yes.
Marut plus Byam. Marut plus Byam. Byam is Haladi Asranamasana Prataya. Marut enjoys Padasanya. Padam, therefore, Jalam Jashonte will apply. Marud plus Byam. Again, Jalam Jashi 8453 will apply. Again, one more time, Takara replaced by Takara. Marud Byam. Remember?
Yes.
Marut Shabda Visa. Anyway, that is not the point here. Marut plus Su, I taught you. There, Su is, whose content is Sakara. Sakara is one-lettered Pratyaya. One-lettered Pratyaya is called Aprukta, the name, Sanya. All those things we will see in Subanta Prakaranam. That is not our scope now. The Pratyaya is Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya. Now, what happened? This Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya when following a consonant, like in the case of Marut. In the case of Marut, what happens? Marut plus Su. Su is Sakara, Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya, following a consonant. What will happen to this Sakara?
Lopaha
Lopaha
bhavati.
Bhavati. That's why you get Marut.
Yes. Yes.
We saw, sir, Lik Shabda, Marut Shabda, Sugrut Shabda, many examples we saw. Aprukta
Yes.
Ekal Pratyaya, Lopaha Bhavati. By 6168, Alnyabhyaha Dirgha Sutisya Pruktam Al. That also we'll see in Subanta. But I just made it a very, very easy for us by saying Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya following a consonant will become Lopaha. That is what the Sutram is, 6168. Al Nyabhyaha
Yes.
Dirgat Sutisya Pruktam Al. We don't have to know the whole Sutra. Sutra says Su, one-lettered Su, Pratyaya, following a Hal will become Lopa. That much you understand. Enough. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Now, what will happen to Sakara now? Sakara must have
be
become Lopaha
Lopaha.
only, like Marut plus
Yes.
Su, right?
Yes.
But doesn't happen. Lopa is the Adesha in the place of Sakara. Sakara, Sthani, and Lopa is the Adesha, right?
Yes.
Now, there is a sutra, Divaha Out. There is a Divaha Out. 7184. Don't worry about the sutra, which says the Su Pratyaya, what Sanya does it enjoy? Sarvanamasthana Pratyaya. We know, right? But Sarvanamasthana Pratyaya, okay. When Sarvanamasthana Pratyaya follows, Su Pratyaya, Sarvanamasthana Pratyaya follows, Vakara should be replaced by Au. Out. Takara is only Ucharanartha. Should be replaced by Au. Therefore, this Vakara is no more, now it's no more a consonant. It is replaced by what? By a vowel Au. Divaha Out is a sutra. The sutra, we are our focus is not on the sutra. I just tell you simple meaning. When Sarvanama Sanapratyaya, Supratyaya follows, this sutra very particularly talks about the Div Shabda. Vakara of Div will be replaced by Au. Now, Vakara is the Stani. Au is the Adesha. Right? Now tell me, this Sakara, will it go now? Yes or no? This Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya following a consonant will go. But now this Vakara replaced by Au. Now with the Sakara goes away. Stanivat Adeshaka, when we say, then the Sakara must go away. That is why Anal Vidhi is there. Because once you replace it by Au, the Sakara now it doesn't follow a consonant. Doesn't follow a consonant. It follows Au. Then why don't we say Stani with Vakara being a consonant? Then Au also enjoy the status of being a consonant, and therefore the Sakara will go away. Why don't we say?
There
We
is
can
a
say
rule
like
about
Anal Vidhi. That's why Anal Vidhi, na Al Vidhi. That is why the rule is there. That is not the problem in the case of us replaced by Bu, because there is no Al Ashaya Dharma here. Yes, Sakara becoming Lopa is dependent on the letter of the Stani, which is Vakara. Al Ashaya Dharma is there. Sakara becoming Lopa. Now it is not. When Vakara is replaced by Au, Vakara replaced by Au, we cannot say this Au is like Vakara, therefore Sakara should go away. We cannot tell, because it is Sakara becoming Lopa is Al based. A Sakara following a Hal, a consonant will go away. Al based Ashraya, Al Ashraya Gunadharma is there. Therefore, Sakara now will not go, because this Au will not be Sthanivat. Al Ashraya Dharmatvat Adeshasya Sthanivatvam Nasti. Follow? Little tricky, difficult, but you have to think, understand what is Sthanivat. Now I have written in detail, you can see. Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya Su must have become Lopaha by 6168, but by the Sutram Divav out, Vakara, which is a Sthani, gets the Adesha Au, second point. Since the Aprukta Ekal Pratyaya doesn't follow Hal, it doesn't become Lopaha. If the Adesha Au is Sthanivat, Su must have become Lopaha. But Adesha is not Sthanivat. Why? If you ask. Because the Lopa Karyam, Lopa of the Suprataya, Karya Vidhi, Lopa Vidhi, that is a Vidhi, right? Algyabhyat 6168. So, Ekal Pratyaya Lopaha. It depends on the letter Vakara of the Sthani. Varnashaya Dharma is there. So, it is not Sthanivat. Therefore, 6168 it cannot apply. Therefore, Dyav plus, that is, you can see Dyav plus Vakara. Here what happens? The Au plus Sakara. E plus Au, what Sandhi? N Sandhi.
Yen
Therefore,
Sandhi.
Dyav. Therefore, Dyavs, we get Sakara will not go. Therefore, Pratama Vibhakti Ekavachana of Dyav Shabda is Dyavhu, Divahu, Divaha. Form is like that. The Sakara, that is a Vidhi, which is dependent on the letter Vakara of the Sthani. Therefore, Au, which has replaced the Vakara, the Sthani, shouldn't be Sthani with, because it is Allah Ashray Dharma. Therefore, Au will not be Sthani. This is Alaha Vidhi. That is the Vidhi which is applied due to a Nimitta which follows Panchami, Alaha Vidhi. Similarly, Ali Vidhi. Similarly, Shashti Vikti, Ala Vidhi. Alavidihi. All those examples you can see. Understand?
Yes.
Therefore, where there is alvidhi, stanivatvam is not there. Now, another example we can see. Example for alvidhi being a purva nimitta panchami causing change in the following letter. Now, okay, the above example is this for panchami. The above example for panchami tatpurusha, alaha vidihi. Now shashti tatpurusha we will see. There is a compound, dukamaha. So panchami is over, now shashti. Another just a different example. Where there is analvidau, that alvidic, the compound is there, which as I told, four way we can resolve. Shashti tatpurusha, suppose if it is there, then what is the example? That is example given here. Divam kamayate iti dukamaha, it's a compound. It's a upapada samasa. Divam is div plus Dyogu, divo, divaha, divam. And plus kama is the another padam. Divam kamayate. Okay. Now, div, the whole thing is a compound. This will go away. Within a compound, all supratyas will go away. So now we have div plus kama. This is what is important. How the samasa comes and all, which is out of scope. Don't worry about that. If you know it is fine, otherwise also it is fine. Upapada samasa. Div plus kama. Now what happens? Div, the vakara is there, plus kama. Now what will happen to vakara? By the rule, diva ut, there is a rule. Diva ut. Diva ut, that is vakara of div shabda, gets the adesha ukara. When does it get? Section 131. The sutra is not required for us, but still, for the sake of understanding, I tell you what is the diva out is one sutra. That is when Sarvanavasthana Pratyaya follows. Then div shabda at the end of the padam, when div is at the end of the padam, that last letter of the div will be replaced by u, is a rule. 131 says that. Div shabdasya padanta div shabdasya ut adeshaha bhavati. That is, vakara will be replaced by ukara at the end of the padam. It's a rule. 131. Now, in a compound, now it's a compound, two words are there. Div is one word, kama is another word. Pratyaya was there before, pratyaya gone. But still it's enjoyed the status of being a padam. Kama is also another padam. In fact, two padam comes together, becomes a new pratipadikam. That is what compound is. Subantam, subantena sakasamasya pratipadikam. Samasa, pratipadikam bhavati. So div is a padam. Within a compound, it's a padam. The whole thing is a pratipadikam. Please understand. That is how it operates. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, maybe one quick example. So suppose I say Rama plus Ishvaraha. Just a compound example, in case you don't know compound. So Rama plus Ishvaraha, let us take Shashti Tatpurusha. Rama is Ishvaraha is that. Okay, I'm making a compound. Rama is what vibhakti? Rama plus Nas. Ishvaraha is Ishvara plus Su. So this is one word, one padam, and this is another padam, right? Two padam now joins, becomes a compound. The whole thing is a compound. Compound is what? It's a pratipadikam. Kartati samasascha pratipadikam. Within a pratipadikam, we have two padams. So within a pratipadikam, what happens? There is a rule. The supratyas will drop. Suppo dhatu pratipadikyogo, look, goes away. So supratyas will go away. Therefore, now what you have? Rama and Ishvara. Rama enjoys padasanya as well as pratipadikam sanya also. Ishvara also padasanya as well as pratipadika sanya, and both combined together becomes a samasa pratipadika. Now Rama plus E. This is a simple example. A plus E, you know, samigitaika pade nitya, nitya dhatu pasargayoho, nitya samase vakyetu. Samase sandhi is nitya. So A plus E will become A Rameshwara. Now Rameshwara is a new compound, new padam, new word. You can decline Rameshwara, Rameshwaru. The same way here only, here also. Divaha plus and Kama, two words joined, and Supratya goes away. Div enjoys Padasanya. Now, when Div is enjoys Padasanya, the Vakara of Div will be replaced by U. That is the rule. Rule says. Okay. Understand? So, Vakara is replaced by Adesha Ukara. So, what will happen to Vakara? You remember, Vakara, in fact, you must remember this. Vakara followed by Kakara. What will happen to Vakara? Vakara followed by Kakara. If you move one step, you will know what it is. That's why I'm not moving. This is what we have seen this. You must be remembering. See the screen now. Do you remember this rule?
Yes.
Akara, yakara, when followed by val becomes lopaha. Where we saw this? Siyut,
Yes,
agama, ling lakara, all we learned once upon a time. Huh?
Yes, correct.
19th century we learned. Okay, you can remember that. Akara, yakara, followed by, that's why siyut, siya, yasut, many siyut, that we saw. Yakara becoming lopaha. So if vakara now replaced by ukara will not, this vakara followed by what letter? A val letter, kakara. So vakara must have, if it is there, it must have become lopaha. But now it is replaced by u by this rule. Now that u, will it become lopaha or not? That is the question. Will not u enjoy the status of stani, that is consonant, vyanjanatvam, haltvam, if it enjoys?
No, not enjoys.
If it enjoys, then what will happen? That will go away. Alaha vidhi, it will go away. If vakara replaced with ukara, ukara enjoys vatvam, that is, then that vakara, then u following a val by this rule will go away. So this is a al ashaya vidhi, this rule, lopaha vyorbali. Vakara, yakara, that letter goes away when it follows a val. Al karyam is based on al vidhi, right? On a letter.
Yes.
Therefore, here stanivatvam na bhavati. That is, the adesha will not enjoy vatvam, vakaratvam, haltvam. Doesn't enjoy the al ashaya dharma of the stani. That is vakaratvam. Had it enjoy, what will happen? It would have gone. Adesha comes, and adesha would have undergone change, and it would have gone. The change is the lopaha is a change. Change would have gone. Lopaha bhavatu, but doesn't apply.
So let me see. So the vakara will be replaced by u, but that u will not be lopa because the vidhi is about a letter.
Yeah, the vidhi is al based. The vakara, it goes away when followed by val. Sorry?
But ukara, vakara would go away, but ukara will not.
Will not go.
Okay.
That means what? Stanivattam nasti. Why stanivattam nasti? Because the lopaha vyor bali is gunashraya dharma.
Yes.
Gunashraya dharma vidhi. This is varnashraya vidhi. The vakara lopa is varnashraya vidhi. Therefore, ukara will not go. Therefore, we get dyu kamaha. Dyu kamaha means swarga kamaha. This is an example for Shashti Tatpurusha, that alaha vidhi. Understand? You understand
Yes.
Sthanivata
Yes.
Adesha Anal without some idea?
Yes. Yes.
Another nice, beautiful example. Later, maybe further we can do. See, edge plus ta. What is edge? You answer, then you will get it. You will understand. What is edge? Edge is a
Dhatu. Dhatu.
dhatu. You remember the rule? Vrashya, Brashya, Sruja, Mruja, Yaja, Raja, Vraja, Cha, Dar, Visa, Yaja, dhatu. Vrashya, Sruja, Mruja, Yaja. Vachaspati, we saw this ta pratyaya. In ishta pratyaya, we saw this edge. Followed by ta pratyaya. Then what will happen to edge? Vachispati, Yajadinam.
Uh-huh.
No. Vachispati, Yajadinam, Kiti, Samprasaranam Bhavati. Samprasaranam, that's 115. That we saw. I mean, not in the sutram as such, but Yaj dhatu is Samprasaranam dhatu. 6115 Vachi, Swapi, Yajadinam. Yaj dhatu is in the Yajadi, first dhatu of the Yajadigana, which is Antargana of the Bhuvadigana. First conjugation is there, Bhuvadi. There we have one subgroup, inner group is there, subgroup is there, which begins with the dhatu, Yaj dhatu. Those dhatus, when followed by Kit Pratyaya, will undergo Samprasaranam. That's the rule. Now apply that. What will happen? For your understanding, I'm splitting and writing. Yakara plus Akara plus Jakara. This is a dhatu. Ta Pratyaya, Kit Pratyaya. You know what Samprasana dhatus, right? That much you know. Yes or no?
Yes.
Samprasanam, you know. This is a Samprasana dhatu. That much you understand. So this will undergo Samprasaranam. Which will undergo? Which letter?
Yakara.
N will undergo Samprasaranam. Samprasaranam means what? N is replaced by Ik is called Samprasaranam. Therefore, N is replaced by Ik letter, which is corresponding E. E enjoys what Sanya now? Which replaces N. The replacement is Samprasaranam. E also enjoys Samprasaranam.
Samprasara.
And Samprasaranam followed by a vowel. What Sandhi?
Samprasara.
Samprasaranacha. Both are replaced by Samprasaranam. Therefore, Ij.
Yes.
Right? Samprasaranatcha, which we have seen. Number is 61108, I think. 108 or 107? What's the number?
108.
8. So each prastha. Now we can apply the sutra. Please see. Brasya, Sruja, Brja, Yaja. By that, the Jakara will not be replaced with Kuttam because we have Apavada, which is it's in Tripadi, 8 to 36. Right? Sandhi, we have seen that. Recall. Therefore, Ishta you get. Okay. Now, our here, so far the Prakriya is fine. Now comes, you see this. Ramaha Ishtaha. I'm just doing one Sandhi. I'm just joining Rama plus Ishtaha. You tell me what will happen at the end. What Sandhi?
Rameshta.
Ishtaha.
Rama Ishtaha.
Wait.
Sir, not compound, sir. Ramaha plus
No.
Ishtaha, sir.
Oh, okay.
Visarga is the room preceded by A, followed by what?
Okay.
What will happen?
Rama Reshta.
Rama?
Rameshta.
Say it again. Ru will be replaced by what letter? Bo, Bago, Ago, Apurvasya.
Yoshi.
No, sir. What, sir? You forgot everything, huh? Come on.
Lopaha. Yes.
Yakara will come. Yakarasya. Lopaha bhavati. Right?
Yes.
Yakarasya. Then we get Rama Ishtaha. This is a form, right?
Yes.
Suppose. How do you get this? Suppose Tanivattam. He has come in the place of what? Yakara. Suppose, you see. Suppose if it takes Tanivattam, then this will be Ikara is enjoy the status of being a yakara yatvam asti. Suppose if I take, then what will happen? The ru preceded by a, followed by a hal, then who will be replaced by o. Then we have Ramo Ishtaha. Is it the right one? Why don't you apply Stanivattam? Why not Stanivattam doesn't apply? And you said correctly Rama Ishtaha. You didn't say Ramo Ishtaha applying Stanivattam. Why? That is
Because
that
the
Rukara replaced by U. Rukara replaced by U is based on the letter following Al Ashaya Vidhi is there. Yes or no? Therefore, Yakara will not be Stanivatvam. That is, Ikara will not be Stanivatvam. Ikara will not enjoy the status of being a consonant, being a hal. Had it been hal, then we will have Anishta Rupam Ramo Ishtaha. So, counter example.
Yes.
You follow? But we are so
So
intelligent, we didn't do like this. We did like this. We took it for granted and did everything. But you see, behind this, why don't we apply Stanivatvam here? We have to think. Stanivatvam can be applied if it is not based on, the rule is not based on Alvid. Here rule is Ru replaced by U when followed by a hal. Al means hal consonant. It is Al Varna Ashraya Vidhi is there. Therefore, Ikara, that Adesha will not enjoy the status of the Adya Stani, which is Yakara. This Yakara is Stani. Don't get confused, okay? For our understanding, I'm writing here. This Yakara is not this Yakara. Please note. The Yakara which I have written in bracket is the Stani. Stani replaced by the Adesha E. Ikarasya, that is Adeshasya, Stani Vattam Nasti. Get the point?
Yes.
Okay. I think I loaded you to too much. Think about this. You'll see. This is the same thing you can apply for. Okay. Finally, one thing. This same thing will apply to Kata plus Nich. But Kata Nich, we have to note. Stanivat Adesha Anal Vido we say, but there is an extension to this. Okay. Kata plus Nich we will see. We will see in the next class. You understand Stanivat Adesha Anal Vido? That much is enough. There's another sutra. Stanivat still will be there for something. What is that? That is applied for the 10th conjugation, Adanta Gana. That we will see in the next class. Okay. Today we could not able to see any examples. It's okay. I want this topic to be covered. We will discuss more on this. Huh?
Okay.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Dhanyavadaham. Please think about this immediately, otherwise you'll forget.